Russia war in Ukraine, global arms trade collapses. On the one hand, Ukraine's bloodshed, on the other hand, its financial cooperation with the United States and its allies to arm Ukraine has forced the world to rethink its defense budgets, the need for necessary weapons and military relations. In countries like Japan and Germany, defense spending has always been low. However, they have also recently increased spending in this sector. On the other hand, arms suppliers from Russia have raised questions about the reliability of Russia's current weapons and their future supply. According to analysts, this will ultimately have a huge impact on the global defense system and even on the countries that dominate the sector. Today's video is about the Ukraine-Russia war, how it could affect the global defense and arms trade, what changes could take place in the future, who will be ahead in the arms race and who will be behind. Russia may fall behind. Russia's general strategy for arms sales is that their weapons are cheaper and easier to use than those in the West. For these reasons, Russia sold 19% of its weapons to the world market between 2017 and 2019. Their position is after the United States, where the United States has sold 39% of the world's weapons. However, in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, a large number of Russian weapons and equipment are being damaged. Many believe that this is because Russia's military arsenal is cheap and readily available. According to Business Insider, they believe that at least 1,000 Russian tanks, 50 helicopters, 36 fighter jets and 350 artillery have been destroyed or damaged so far. About 15,000 to 30,000 troops were killed. Even Russia has not yet been able to control Ukraine's airspace. Several media outlets say the situation in Russia is so bad that they are stockpiling weapons for wounded and fighting troops. Russia's offensive weapons status is considered to be quite disappointing. Due to faulty design, old and substandard equipment, the failure rate for launching missiles and attacking targets is 50 to 60. In addition to these problems, the military's slowness in achieving President Vladimir Putin's desired goals has raised suspicions among the country's old customers. Russia sells about 90% of its weapons to 10 countries, including India, Egypt and China. Western economic sanctions on Russia and the replacement of such equipment have created obstacles. Analysts say Russia must replace its own military equipment before exporting to foreign countries. In that case, the countries that want to buy tanks, fighter jets from Russia will have to wait a long time. Russia defeats China. Analysts say China would be the biggest beneficiary if Russia were left out of the list of major demon exporters. China is currently the fastest growing arms exporter. According to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, China's arms sales as a major arms exporter increased by 28% between 2011 and 2015 compared to the previous 5 years. China is ahead of France, Germany and the United Kingdom. At the same time, 7 out of the top 20 defense sectors in the world belong to China in terms of revenue from sales in the military sector, which has created great potential in this sector. At present, the Chinese government buys most of its weapons and vehicles from local arms manufacturers. But China has the potential to export more weapons. China is already the world's largest shipbuilder. Even China continues to play a role in drone technology. On the other hand, China is trying to modernize its own aviation sector by producing domestic aircraft for export. At the moment, only Pakistan, Bangladesh and Myanmar, among the 40 largest arms importers in the world, supply their weapons from China. However, analysts believe that the picture may change. If China can take advantage of Russia's weakness to build its position as a reliable national security, economic and political partner in the world. While China has not been able to capture the markets of the United States and Europe, it has been able to capture the markets of Russia. That is to say, China's dominance as an arms exporter will increase as well as gain political and economic benefits. So the biggest challenge for China right now is to prove that their weapons are capable of doing good on the battlefield. U.S. arms manufacturers look forward. U.S. arms manufacturers dominate the global arms industry. The 5 largest arms companies in the world, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon Technologies, General Dynamics are all in the United States. The United States accounts for half of the world's top 100 arms manufacturers. The Lockheed Martin stock price has risen more than 12% since the Ukraine-Russia military war. Northrop Grumman's stock price has risen by 20%. The rise in the company's stock price has led investors to believe that the next day will be a very lucrative day for the U.S. arms trade. More countries will produce weapons. Countries like India, which are dependent on Russia for military equipment, have realized that much of Russia's equipment has been damaged by the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. To meet that deficit, the Russian government needs to increase production capacity. This means that import-dependent countries like India need to increase their defense capabilities. Or you have to import vehicles and weapons parts from countries like Bulgaria, Georgia, Poland. Russia is India's main defense supplier. India has already announced plans to increase production of a large number of defense equipment, including helicopters, tank engines, missiles, and early warning systems, to avoid imports from Russia. In addition, there is growing global concern about the reliability of Russia's arms supplies. Last May, India cancelled a deal to buy more than $6 billion worth of helicopters from Russia. However, many believe that the United States is behind this. Brazil, Turkey, and other emerging market countries have built their own defense industries over 2 decades to reduce their dependence on arms imports. Analysts say the Ukraine war will accelerate the process. According to them, Putin probably did not think about creating a global arms market instability before launching a military operation in Ukraine. He could not have imagined that this war would bring down his country's arms trade. Russia's war in Ukraine has shaken the world geopolitically. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our channel. Closing parenthesis.